Well, 5:45 right now on this Friday morning as you're waking up getting ready to kick off the final day before we get the weekend started. It's a partly cloudy sky and a pretty comfortable morning of weather with temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70 for most of our triad cities. A little cooler in the spots away from the big cities this morning. Cold front stalling out across the Piedmont and sitting here over the next couple of days really kind of tells our weather story with the daily pop-up storm chances each day through the end of the weekend. It sort of acts as a spark to help pop off an isolated shower or a thunderstorm today, and then more in the way of scattered showers and thunderstorms for Saturday and for Sunday. So if you have outdoor plans over the weekend, just be mindful of that and be ready to move inside if one of those heads your way. By the end of the weekend, that front will eventually fizzle out and we look at drier days of weather for Monday and Tuesday. For today, partly cloudy. We'll warm it up into the mid 80s around lunchtime today with upper 80s for the afternoon. And again, that chance for an isolated shower or storm. However, I don't think very many of us will see those today. They are very isolated in nature, but one or two of those could be popping up as we go into this evening. Going into your Saturday, we'll likely see more widespread coverage of storms, especially for the afternoon and evening for your Saturday and again for Sunday. So that's sort of the flavor of the weekend and cooler temperatures thanks to in part some extra clouds and a better rain chance. Temperatures are in the low 80s both for your Saturday and for your Sunday. All right, all eyes on Hurricane Lee, a powerful Category 5 hurricane, our first one of the season. This thing so rapidly intensified that it actually skipped over Category 3 status and moved right into a Category 4 yesterday, strengthening to a Category 5 late last night with 165-mile-per-hour sustained winds. And you can see just how quickly that thing intensified. It was a Category 1 yesterday morning and blew up through the afternoon. 130-mile-per-hour winds by yesterday evening and 165-mile-per-hour winds, making it that Category 5 storm late last night into early this morning. And this thing will likely intensify even more, possibly with 175-mile-per-hour winds later today and for tonight. Now, it will run into some cooler water and some wind shear, which will slow it down, maybe weaken it down a bit to a Category 4. But heading into early in the middle of next week, you'll notice this cone gets a little bit wider because there's still a little bit of uncertainty exactly when that storm is going to start to turn. However, you'll notice here that the models have been pretty consistent on making that turn to the north and keeping it away from the Carolina coast. However, with it slowing down, with it being such a big storm, that can wobble around a bit. Here's what we have at play. A cold front or a trough of low pressure that we call it coming in from the west late next week with an area of high pressure out over the Atlantic. Both of those things kind of create this tunnel to steer Lee away from the coast. So it's all about timing and placement of those features as to when and where that turn to the north is made. However, right now, still can't sound the all clear for the North Carolina coast. However, it's looking likely that turn to the north will keep it away from us, but I can guarantee there are going to be strong rip currents along the Carolina coast, at the very least, heading into the middle and end of next week. Back here at home, we deal with the scattered thunderstorms through the weekend. Temperatures will stay cooler, mainly dry days for Monday and Tuesday. Then we could even see highs in the upper 70s late next week.